Crawford boxes a game-tying 2-run homer here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
That was it for Michael King. He went 5 2/3 innings, allowed just the 2-run shot. We had a tie game going bottom 7. Jeremiah Estrada walked the leadoff batter, Victor Caratini. He allowed a 1-out single to Cam Smith. Caratini went to second. There were 2 outs. Runner still on first and second for Isaac Paredes.
Paredes swings, loops it behind second. Wade trying to track it down. It's going to dump down behind him. Caratini will score. They hold Smith at third. And a great at-bat for Paredes as he delivers the go-ahead knock. And the Astros lead for the first time tonight. It's 3-2.
Padres still trailed 3-2 in the 9th inning against Josh Hader. Jose Iglesias hit a leadoff double, but Hader got the next 3 in a row for the save. Final score, Astros 3 and the Padres 2. Astros winning the first 2 games of this series, and now the Padres trying to avoid a sweep here today. As we get ready for this one, remember you can always get involved on our pregame coverage by chiming in on social media. You can find me on X or Instagram at SammyLev, SammyLev. If you're watching on the 97.3 The Fan YouTube channel, you can chime in there in the comment section as well. Let me know, what is your key to this series finale in Houston? It may just read your key to the game coming up a little bit later on. Let's go out to Daikin Park in Houston, Texas.
Let's take a trip up to the Padres broadcast booth for a deep dive on today's matchup with Tony Gwynn Jr. in our Padres game preview on the Padres Radio Network.
We go out to Houston. We're joined by Tony Gwynn Jr. as we get ready for first pitch coming up at 4:10. And Tony, let's start with a look at the bottom of the lineup once again today for the Padres. It's the bottom 5 spots: Gonzalez, Gurriel, Iglesias, Wade, and Maldonado. Tony, as we know, Padres dealing with a lot of injuries. No Jackson Merrill, no Jake Cronenworth, no Jason Hayward. So they're going to have to make do and find a way with the guys filling in. I'll ask this very generally, very simply. How do they do that and stay okay without those guys in the lineup?
Well, listen, I think they've done fine without those guys in the lineup for the most part. I mean, outside of last night, the first night of this series, it was the bottom of the lineup why the Padres were mainly able to put runs up. Now, yesterday they didn't have as much success, but, I think for the Pods, it's about those guys being able to kind of fill the void. I don't think they're going to be asked to be a Jackson Merrill or anybody that, they're not going to be asked to do anything more than they can. And so today is just another new day for that bottom of the lineup. They have a chance to kind of set the tone and maybe turn the lineup over a few times to give Toddy and those guys at the top a chance.
One guy I want to focus on towards the top of the lineup on most days, he's not in there today against Framber Valdez, is Gavin Sheets. He had 2 hits on Friday, 2 hits on Saturday. Certainly could see him off the bench later in this game today. The interesting thing, Tony, to me is that he showed so much power in spring training. He's a guy that's always had power, but he's not just hitting some home runs. I mean, he's batting .340 on the year. He only had 1 extra base hit out of the 4 hits the first 2 games of this series. What are you seeing from Gavin Sheets in particular, his approach?
Just a continuation of what we saw get better over the course of spring training. And listen, he fits in to what this lineup has been doing really over the last, year, about over the last half a season, right? I think he hasn't displayed the type of power, the frequency of the power that we saw in spring, but nonetheless, he's come up in some big spots and got some big hits. It's been extra bases sometimes. Sometimes it's just something hard hit that has been able to bring some runs across. And listen, I think you don't worry about the power part. It'll come when it comes. Right now, when you get ducks on the pond and you're able to come through as Gavin has, nobody's going to be asking the question of where are the homers as long as you're driving in those runs. Although they will come for him.
Tony, let's talk about this starting pitching matchup on the mound for the Padres today. Right-hander Dylan Cease. He had that rough outing in Sacramento against the A's and then bounced back. He was pretty good against the Cubs earlier this week. 5 2/3 innings, 3 runs allowed. But I certainly don't feel, Tony, like we've seen that dominant version of Dylan Cease just yet. How does he accomplish something like that here today against a solid Astro lineup?
I think he has to keep plugging away. In the same way we saw Michael King kind of progress to where we got to see the type of performance that we have come to expect from him. I think it's the same for Dylan. He's faced some pretty tough offensive lineups in his couple of outings. And so I think for Dylan, it's if he's commanding the heater first, and I think he did a much better job of that his last start, as well as the secondary. I think we didn't see as many changeups in the last start. So we'll see if he kind of builds on that. We saw kind of the 2024 version of Dylan in terms of the pitch mix. We'll see if he stays with that or if it changes up a little bit today. But I think all in all, he just got to keep plugging away as we've seen him do.
Tony, other side of this pitching matchup, left-hander Framber Valdez on the mound for Houston. Very, very good starting pitcher for a number of years now. And as we know, he is a ground ball machine. Now, the Padres have seen him a few times before. So what is the approach against a guy like Valdez, knowing he loves to get the ground balls and he's trying to pitch down in the zone? Do you try to elevate or do you just try to take what Framber Valdez gives you?
I think you kind of wait. It's kind of a wait and see. Obviously, Framber not at his best right now. If you look at his numbers, looked at the couple of starts that I have, he's not quite getting that sinker down there consistently. So maybe today you kind of wait to see if you can get him up, because when Framber's right, you're not going to get him up, and you're going to have to beat him down at the bottom third of the strike zone. And so on the chance today that he's leaving it up and he's not able to continuously keep the ball down, yeah, you might pick your spot, try to get him up. Otherwise, the team approach doesn't change. Yes, you try to capitalize on some mistakes up in the plate, but I think for the part, the Padres will stick to what they do best.
All right, Tony, good stuff as always. We'll talk to you and Jesse coming up at 4 p.m. here in San Diego for the only local broadcast of today's series finale in Houston. As always, thanks so much. Have fun with this one.
Thank you, Sam.
All right, Tony Gwynn Jr. joining us on our EcoWater SoCal Padres pregame show here on the Padres Radio Network. First pitch coming up at 4:10. Padres trying to avoid the series sweep at the hands of the Houston Astros. Padres now 3-5 on the road. They are 12-1 at home. And so we'll see if the Padres can turn their road fortunes around. Final game of this series here today in Houston. After this one, Padres are off to Detroit for the start of a 3-game series against the Tigers beginning tomorrow. When we come back, we hear from Padres manager Mike Shildt. Plus, coming up a little bit later, we hear from new outfielder Tirso Ornelas. We also hear from Padres reliever Jason Adam. Our keys to the game and much, much more to come as we walk you up towards first pitch, a little Sunday late afternoon into early evening baseball right here on the Padres Radio Network.
Stay tuned to the EcoWater SoCal Padres pregame show. EcoWater SoCal.
Welcome back to the EcoWater SoCal Padres pregame show as we get ready for today's game here on the Padres Radio Network. First pitch coming up at 4:10 between the Padres and the Houston Astros, final game of this 3-game series. Lot to do as we get ready for this one. We'll hear from Padres reliever Jason Adam. We'll also hear from new Padres outfielder Tirso Ornelas, who had a pretty memorable day one in the major leagues yesterday, not just because he had his first at-bat, played his first game as a San Diego Padre, but how would you like to have your name written in the lineup for your major league debut? And then you're sitting in Albuquerque, New Mexico, getting flight after flight canceled on you. That was the experience yesterday for Tirso Ornelas. Thankfully, he did get to Daikin Park in Houston, did get into the game, and I'm sure at some point Tirso Ornelas will make his first start as a Padre. Looking at the lineup today for the Padres, Fernando Tatis Jr. in right field leading off, Luis Arraez, the DH, batting second, Manny Machado at third base batting third, Xander Bogaerts, the shortstop, batting cleanup, Oscar Gonzalez in left field batting fifth, Yuli Gurriel, the first baseman, batting sixth, Jose Iglesias at second base batting seventh, Tyler Wade in center batting eighth, and Martin Maldonado doing the catching batting ninth, with right-hander Dylan Cease on the mound for the Padres. With all that in mind, let's hear from Padres manager Mike Shildt before this series finale.
Let's pull up a seat in the manager's office and hear from Padres manager Mike Shildt, served up by Sin Lee Food, where fresh meets flavor. Find farm fresh produce, bold Asian spices, and gourmet ingredients at 4665 El Cajon Boulevard. Sin Lee Food, the cook's Asian resource.
Your decisions in center field, right? You're down to basically left-handers and guys who've never played there. So what goes into that? How do you feel the guys going to match up against the guy's pitches? I mean, because obviously left on left. What goes into it?
Yeah, I mean, yesterday we had the opportunity, if we'd have tied the game or gone ahead, to have 3 different center fielders. The reality is that, the way our roster is, we've lost 3 center fielders. Obviously Jackson and Locke, and Jason's guy that's historically played it and played it well and won Gold Gloves. So, what goes into it is exactly what you basically described or asked. We've put in players there that have had some experiences doing it, but based on the need that we have and availability we have, that's what it requires. And then we're doing our best to put them in as good a position as possible, which is what we do, and nothing's absolutely ideal in the way the game lines up. Yesterday, I thought it worked out actually pretty well. We got, 3 matchups we really liked, and including the last one where Gurriel would have gone to left and Gonzo would have gone to center.
That would have been something. That's what you do.
Yeah, it would have been great to have played the bottom of the ninth.
Jackson Barrow, what was he back?
We're not sure when he's going to get back. We just him and Locke have a day of rest today. So happy Easter, first of all, to everybody. And then they're progressing very well. It's going every day is a little better. Strength's getting better, flexibility's getting better. Intensity relative to what he's doing is improving and increasing. But again, today's a day off, and we'll evaluate on tomorrow to see what the next steps are as far as how he's doing, but he's getting closer. How close that is, I'm no timetable to it yet.
I mean, being a hamstring injury is something that you want to really take care of.
That's right.
Before,
yeah, we're right.
100% before being.
Yeah, we want to be smart, man. That's not a setback thing, because now you're talking the second setback, God forbid, is time and a half more at a minimum. So, we're going to be prudent about it. We're right at 2 weeks now, and we'll go from there.
Mike, by the time that he would come back, it'll be obviously even longer than that. Might he need some games?
I think so. I liked what we did, and every player's different. Bogey last year, and I really appreciate the organization. What he thinks about this is, we just got a lot of at bats. Where he got his at bats, got his timing down. And then the other baseball things, there's baseball activity leading up to the actual games, but sometimes you can go play a game, you get 3 or 4 bats, and you can't replicate, or you over-replicate the environment of what's taking place. You say, he's going to get 5 innings. Well, 5 innings may not get a ball, it might not get on base. 5 innings might have 3 hits and you know, be running around the bases all over the place and get, 10 balls. So I like the more controlled environment where you're getting a lot of at-bats and getting their timing down. Once they get their at-bats or timing down, they're usually ready to come back and perform.
Seriously, you've seen him obviously in spring training. For what are the strengths that can bring to his ball?
Number 23,417 in the history of Major League Baseball. Doesn't fill up right at probably half of Petco Park. One thing we celebrated today was Tirso's very special admission into a very what's the right word? A club that's very hard to get into. Doctors and lawyers may take exception with this, and I'm minimizing how challenging it is to be a doctor or lawyer at all. But there's a lot fewer Major League Baseball players in the history of the game than there are doctors and lawyers, and that's saying something. So, welcome to the club, Tirso. It's an honor, man, and he's earned it. And so he's going to be able to go play different positions and go come off the bench and take at bats, and we're excited to have him.
Any progress reported at all with Darvish?
You threw a pretty aggressive touch and feel yesterday. Felt really good, his words. And then today he's off, and then we'll see and take it from there. It's always about recovery. It's about being able to get through it, feeling good, and then it's about recovering. So I haven't seen him, but yeah, he's trending in a good place. You good?
All right. What difference do you see in this team this year, even though it's early, compared to last year's season with such a good start this year?
Our team?
Yes.
Continuation of the principles that the team believes in that we established last year. The ability to make sure we're together, make sure we're preparing the right way, individually, collectively, and then going out and competing and putting ourselves in good positions, being aggressive, but, being ready for any and everything that comes our way.
That was Padres manager Mike Shildt earlier today inside the Padres dugout. A little insight there on how the Padres are treating center field right now. Obviously significant right now for the Padres with the injuries to Jackson Merrill, Brandon Lockridge, and now Jason Hayward going on the IL yesterday as well. You got a little update there on Jackson Merrill and the latest on Yu Darvish as well. And of course, we'll hear from Mike Shildt on our post-game coverage coming up later on this evening. Military Sunday on the Padres Radio Network is presented by your San Diego Toyota Dealers Association. Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care no-cost maintenance standard, so you get peace of mind standard. First pitch coming up at 4:10 at Daikin Park in Houston, Texas. Again, our starting pitching matchup today, left-hander Framber Valdez on the mound for the Astros and right-hander Dylan Cease on the mound for the Padres. Let's tell you who's hot, who's not.
Which player is locked in at the dish? Who needs to kick things up another notch? This is Who's Hot, Who's Not on the Padres Radio Network.
We take a look at the hot category. Fernando Tatis Jr. still in that category for the Padres at a home run yesterday. He's now reached base in all 20 games that he's played in this season. It's now the second longest on-base streak of his career. Tatis is also in the midst of an 8-game hitting streak after collecting a couple of hits last night. He's now hitting .351 on the year with a .636 slugging percentage, a .1063 OPS, 7 home runs, 15 RBIs, and 7 stolen bases. His OPS is third highest in the major leagues. Tatis is also the only player in the majors with 7 home runs and more than 4 steals so far this season. Gavin Sheets also in the hot category, although against the lefty, not in the lineup today for the Padres. 2 hits on Friday, 2 hits on Saturday, a double in each game. Sheets is now batting .340 on the season with a .918 OPS. Jeremy Pena for the Astros in the hot category. He's in the midst of a 10-game hitting streak, batting .297 in that span. In the not category, let's start with one Astro, Yordan Alvarez. He's had a very quiet start to his season, went hitless yesterday, hitting just .215 with 2 home runs in 19 games so far this season. And for the Padres, we look at Yuli Gurriel. He's in the lineup today, batting 6th and playing first base. He's batting just .111 in the early part of his Padre career, although he does have 3 RBIs. And that's a look at who's hot, who's not, as we get ready for this series finale coming up in H-Town. Let's take you around the horn.
Let's examine the most important news and the latest information you need to know in the world of Major League Baseball. Sam Levitt takes you Around the Horn, presented by Valley View Casino and Hotel. Get ready for Major League winning when you join Valley View Casino and Hotel's Players Club and receive over $200 in free instant offers. Visit valleyviewcasino.com to learn more today.
We'll have a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard coming up a little bit later, but I wanted to highlight some headlines from around baseball from earlier today. There was a really crazy situation in Tampa today. Yankees lefty Max Fried had a no-hitter going into the 8th inning. And just as the bottom of the 8th inning was about to start, the official score of that game in Tampa changed the 6th inning call from an error to a hit for rookie Chandler Simpson. He hit a ground ball to the right side. First baseman bobbled it. I thought personally it was an error, but later on, official scorer Bill Matthews decided it was a hit for Simpson. So how about this? I'm watching this game at home, and all of a sudden, Max Fried's going back out there trying to continue a no-hit bid, and we find out that a call from 2 innings prior had been changed. Now, Fried ended up giving up a hit in that 8th inning anyway, but the first hit of the game was technically the official scoring change in the 6th inning. And I'm sorry, my opinion here, you can't do that. You can't do that. I'm sorry. Anyway, Yankees did win that game ultimately. Again, a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard later. We had some drama today on X. Ronald Acuna Jr. voicing his, I don't know if you'd call it displeasure, but his opinion. Jared Kelenic was thrown out at second base yesterday after failing to hustle out of the batter's box on a long drive in the Braves' 4-3 win over the Twins last night. Kelenic was not taken out of the game, really wasn't addressed very much by the Braves after the game. But then the Braves star, Ronald Acuna Jr., said on X, a reply to a beat reporter's post, "If it were me, they would take me out of the game." That was Acuna, their star. Quote, "If it were me, they would take me out of the game." Anyway, drama in Atlanta. The Brewers, how about this? They won today, a 14-1 win over the A's. They stole 9 bases in the first 4 innings of that game against the A's today. 9 bases. Unbelievable. And finally, bad news for the Dodgers. Tyler Glasnow left his start today against the Rangers in the 5th inning with lower leg cramps. The Dodgers would go on to win that game. And again, we'll have a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard coming up in just a little bit. When we return on our EcoWater SoCal Padres pregame show, we'll hear from Tirso Ornelas. We'll also hear from Jason Adam. Coming up a little bit later as well, our keys to the game, a full breakdown of this starting pitching matchup between Framber Valdez and Dylan Cease. First pitch coming up at 4:10 right here on the Padres Radio Network.
Hey, gang, it's Woodsy. Ever wanted to drink your shower water? With EcoWater SoCal Smart Filtration, you actually can. They're cutting...
Welcome back to the EcoWater SoCal Padres pregame show. EcoWater SoCal, keeping it soft since 1925. Your water should be perfect. Sam Levitt with you inside our San Diego studios as we get ready for first pitch coming up at 4:10 in Houston, Texas. Let's give you the latest injury news.
Who's in? Who's out? This is the Bada Fulkerson Injury Report, presented by San Diego's Bulldog Injury Attorneys, who hope you're never in an accident. But if you are, make Bada Fulkerson the first call you make. Hit them up 24/7 at badafulkerson.com.
Well, as we know, the Padres dealing with a lot of significant injuries right now. Jackson Merrill, Jay Cronenworth, Brandon Lockridge, they've been on the IL for a bit now. Yesterday, Jason Hayward put on the 10-day IL with left knee inflammation. And the corresponding move, Tirso Ornelas called up to the major leagues for the first time ever, made his debut in a pinch hit appearance yesterday. So we'll see when Tirso makes his major league debut. As far as starting a game, you'd imagine it probably will come at some point on this road trip. But again, Padres dealing with a lot of injuries, especially in that outfield. We heard the updates earlier on Merrill, on Yu Darvish, those guys working their way back. And that's a quick look at our injury report. Jason Hayward, the latest to go on the IL for the Padres. Well, yesterday, it was certainly a very hectic day for Tirso Ornelas. Finds out he's going to the big leagues, a guy who's been in the Padres system for a long, long time, grew up in Tijuana, grew up coming to Padres games. What an exciting moment for Tirso. And then he gets to the airport in Albuquerque, and guess what? He's got canceled flights left and right. He was in the starting lineup yesterday, but he wasn't going to get to the ballpark until just before first pitch, so the Padres had to adjust the lineup. Tirso, like we said, would get into the game. Here was Tirso Ornelas on his travel yesterday alongside interpreter Pedro Gutierrez.
Were you stuck in Albuquerque the whole time, or was it on a connection?
¿Te quedaste en Albuquerque o alguna conexión?
No, me quedé en Albuquerque todo el rato yo llegué desde las 6 de la mañana al aeropuerto y me quedé ahí como hasta las 1 de la tarde esperando salir del vuelo.
Everything went on in Albuquerque. I got there at 6 a.m., but I stayed there till like 1 p.m. when I was finally able to board a flight.
Your family beat you here? How many are here? Who is here?
Tengo entendido que tu familia llegó antes que tú. ¿Cuántos están aquí?
Sí, ahora está mi mamá, lo que siempre han estado conmigo, que son mi mamá, mi hermano principalmente, ellos dos. Está mi novia también y mi primo también, que es como primo hermano mío, y pues mi agente también está ahí. También el scout que me dio la oportunidad de venir para acá, el que me vio y el que me firmó para acá, también está con su familia aquí.
In terms of family members, it was my mom, my brother, they've also been with me. My girlfriend is here. My agent also, the scout who found me and got me into baseball also was here, so it was great to share that moment with him.
It has been a lot of minor league games, a long time. You're a homegrown product. What did it feel like to be here?
Muchos juegos de ligas menores, mucho recorrido. ¿Qué sientes estar aquí?
No, de verdad que te puedo decir, ¿verdad? Una alegría totalmente desde el fondo de mi corazón, demasiado, desde que recibí las noticias, demasiados sentimientos encontrados. No sabía ni cómo reaccionar yo de tanto tiempo que había pasado, pero me siento listo, me siento contento con la oportunidad y bueno, esto apenas empieza, ¿verdad? Yo estuve como 8 años en ligas menores, pero esto apenas comienza aquí en grandes ligas y pues vamos a darlo todo y ayudar al equipo más que nada siempre.
Well, this is just starting. To me, I'm very happy. It's a lot of mixed emotions because of the journey that I've been able to have, but just to get here, I'm very happy with everything that's been going on, and just to have this opportunity to be here in the majors. I'm just happy to contribute and help this team win.
So you waited from 6 a.m. to 1 p.m. You had a 7-hour delay. Mm-hmm. How was that for you?
Como dices, 7 horas que estabas.
Bueno,
how did you pass time?
¿Cómo mataste el tiempo?
No, de verdad que nos hicimos con unas chamarras en el piso, nos quedamos dormidos un rato para pasar el tiempo porque pues de verdad a mí me avisaron en la noche después de un juego en ligas menores, en AAA, me avisaron en la noche y pues estuve empacando mis cosas y todo. De verdad me dormí un poco tarde, no pude descansar mucho y pues desde que vimos que se retrasó el vuelo, bueno, el primer retraso que hubo, pues nos quedamos dormidos hasta la hora y luego otra vez se retrasó y nos volvimos a quedar un poco dormidos y pues ya comimos algo y ya esperamos a que, de hecho me metieron en otro vuelo a mí para poder llegar aquí.
A little bit of a long story because I had a long night. I learned yesterday that I was going to be in the majors today, so I went to sleep late, ended up packing. It was a long night. I got up early to be at the stadium, at the airport. Once it was there, and once we figured it, with a couple of delays, we just put a couple of jackets on the floor. We slept there because I was a little bit tired, needed to rest a little bit because I figured I would need it for today. But finally was able to get something to eat before I boarded. They switched planes for me and was finally able to make it here.
That was Tirso Ornelas yesterday after his major league debut, again alongside interpreter Pedro Gutierrez. Very happy for Tirso Ornelas. He's been a part of the Padres organization since 2017. Very deserving of the opportunity to be in the major leagues, and I'm sure we'll see Tirso on the field again either today in this game or coming up in the series in Detroit. First pitch coming up at 4:10 in Houston. Let's give you our keys to tonight's game.
How will the Padres unlock a win today? These are the keys to the game. Presented by El Centro Motors Ford. Meet your new Ford General Manager, Greg Ryan, now at El Centro Motors Ford, your new Ford truck, Bronco, and SUV HQ. Call Greg directly at 619-944-0774.
Key number 1. Wait, wasn't Kyle Tucker the star in that trade? Follow me here. And a shout out to Kevin Acee for pointing this out today in the San Diego Union Tribune. Astros and Cubs made a trade this past offseason. Kyle Tucker going to Chicago. And part of the return back to Houston was Cam Smith and Isaac Paredes. The Padres are done facing Kyle Tucker for the year. They did a nice job against him. Tucker went just 5 for 22 in the Padres' 6 games against the Cubs this season. But now it's the return package to Houston hurting the Padres so far in this series. Cam Smith had 2 home runs and 4 RBIs in the Astros win on Friday. Last night, Paredes was 2 for 3 and drove in the game-winning run in the 7th inning. And oh, by the way, the Astros got Hayden Wesneski in that trade as well. He held the Padres to just 2 runs in 5 innings last night. So, our first key here today, do better against the guys from that trade. Smith and Paredes both are in the lineup today for the Astros. They've basically, in my opinion, been the MVPs of the 2 Astros wins in this series. That's key number 1. Key number 2, get the bats going. Padres started 14-3 on the year. They've now lost 3 out of their last 4 games, and part of the issue has been the offense. The Padres have scored just a grand total of 11 runs in the last 4 games. Padres also just 3 for 24 with runners in scoring position in the 3 losses during that span. Just 3 for 17 with RISP in the first 2 games of this series. Key number 3, right in line with the offense. The big 4 up top. First 4 spots in the lineup for the Padres today. Tatis, Arise, Machado, Bogarts. They got to be good with all these injuries. Bottom line, I'm not going to give you many more details than that. They got to be good, those 4. Key number 4, no encore for Walker. After hitting cleanup in each of his first 19 games with the Astros, Christian Walker was dropped to the 5th spot yesterday. Walker responded well, hit his first home run since April 3rd. He's made some adjustments in the batting cage. He's trying to fix a high ground ball rate this season, and seemingly it paid off with the home run yesterday. Christian Walker back in the lineup, once again batting 5th for the Astros today, so no more big-time swings for Christian Walker, the former D-back, who has certainly hurt the Padres over the years. And that's a look at our keys to the game as we get ready for this series finale in Houston. Let's take a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard.
Let's take a trip around the bigs to highlight the scores that matter most with our out-of-town scoreboard. Presented by Jensen Premium Beef Patties. Always a hit for grilling.
We've got a couple of games going on right now. D-backs lead the Cubs in the 10th inning 2-1. D-backs scoring a run in the top of the inning. Now Cubs trying to do the same in the bottom half of the 10th. Giants leading the Angels 4-1 in Anaheim in the 8th inning. We have one game yet to begin. Aside from this one, a rarity, but it's because there's a doubleheader today in Colorado. Nationals and the Rockies at 5:10, game 2 of a doubleheader. So rarity, we will have another game going on alongside Sunday Night Baseball in Houston. Everything else has gone final today. White Sox 8, Red Sox 4 at Fenway Park. Andrew Vaughn, a 2-run home run in that game for the White Sox. The Reds beat the Orioles 24-2. Yes, you heard me right, 24-2. So Joe Burrow and the Bengals, he threw for 3 touchdowns. Bengals had a field goal, and the Ravens had an extra point as the Reds beat the Orioles 24-2. Football score in Baltimore today. Guardians beat the Pirates 5-4 in Pittsburgh, the final in 10. Marlins also beat the Phillies in 10, 7-5. Braves beat the Twins 6-2 in Atlanta. Mariners beat the Blue Jays 8-3 in Toronto. Royals beat the Tigers in 10, 4-3. Yankees blanked the Rays 4-0 in Tampa Bay. We told you about that great start today from Max Fried. Cody Bellinger, 2 home runs on the year now for the Yankees after hitting one out today in Tampa. Mets beat the Cardinals 7-4 in New York. Francisco Lindor, a home run in that game for the Mets. Brewers beat up on the A's 14-1. Dodgers beat the Rangers 1-0 in Arlington. In game one of that doubleheader between the Nationals and the Rockies, Nationals won 3-2 in Colorado. And that's a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard on this Sunday. When we come back, we tell you what to watch for in today's game, and we have a full breakdown of our pitching matchup between Dylan Cease and Framber Valdez. First pitch coming up at 4:10 on the Padres Radio Network.
You're listening to the EcoWater SoCal Padres pregame show. EcoWater SoCal, keeping it soft since 1925 and celebrating.
Our EcoWater SoCal Padres pregame show continues here on the Padres Radio Network. Sam Levitt with you inside our San Diego studios. We go out to Jesse and Tony in just about 6 minutes. First pitch coming up in Houston at 4:10. Let's tell you what to watch for in this series finale.
What's the one thing Sam Levitt will be keeping his eye on in today's game? This is What to Watch For, presented by Genesis Home Improvements, San Diego's trusted painting, roofing, and window company. Save 15% today on a new beginning for your home. Visit GenesisHomeImprovementsSD.com.
What to watch for in today's game? We're focusing on the bottom half of the Padres lineup, specifically spots 5 through 9. Gonzalez, Gurriel, Iglesias, Wade, and Maldonado. We talked about it a lot on the post game yesterday. Starters yesterday, spots 5 through 9 in the lineup, went a combined 2 for 16. So what to watch for here today against a very good starting pitcher In the Astros, Framber Valdez, how does the bottom half of that lineup produce, or at the very least contribute, hopefully get on base against Valdez and the Astros bullpen? That's what to watch for in today's game. Again, those starters yesterday, just a combined 2 for 16. Let's take a look at our starting pitching matchup between Dylan Cease and Framber Valdez.
Let's take a look at who's on the bump today with our starting pitching preview on the Padres Radio Network.
Right-hander Dylan Cease on the mound for the Padres here today. 29 years old, 4 starts so far in 2025, a 6.64 ERA, 20-plus innings, 24 hits given up. He struck out 24 and walked 7. The 6.64 ERA is his worst through his first 4 starts of a season since his rookie campaign all the way back in 2019. Cease was pretty good against the Cubs earlier this week, allowed 2 earned runs in 5 2/3 innings. That was after he gave up a career-high 9 runs in his prior start against the A's. Cease had a very memorable outing against the Astros last September at Petco Park. He allowed just 2 hits while throwing 8 innings and a third of shutout baseball. Cease has been very good against the Astros lately. His last 3 starts against Houston, Cease has a 0.44 ERA. Astros hitters batting just 114 against him with no extra base hits in a span of 20-plus innings. Meanwhile, left-hander Framber Valdez, 31 years old, on the mound for Houston, 4 starts, a 4.91 ERA in 22 innings. The question today for Valdez, which guy shows up? Last start was not good. Valdez gave up 7 runs on 10 hits in just 4 innings against St. Louis. Start before that, though, against the Mariners, he went 6 scoreless innings. He was really good on opening day, 7 scoreless innings against the Mets, and then he gave up 5 runs in 5 innings against the Giants. Valdez faced the Padres last September, went 7 innings, gave up just 1 run. The 1 run came on a Manny Machado solo home run. And that's a look at our starting pitching matchup. It's Cease for the Padres and Valdez for the Houston Astros. As always, thank you for listening to the EcoWater SoCal Padres pregame show. EcoWater SoCal, keeping it soft since 1925. Your water should be perfect. When we come back, Jesse and Tony have the full starting lineups, first pitch, and all the play-by-play. I'll talk to you on our post-game coverage. You're listening to your home for San Diego Padres baseball, 97.3 The Fan, and the Padres Radio Network.